How's everybody doing? I just dropped Libby off at a friend's house, and gosh, it's a really mother freaking pretty day outside. And I'm just sitting here because I had that little fire in my belly that said I needed to come share some stuff. And again, not even specifically sure what I want that to be. And the more I try to think about it and plan what I'm going to say, I just get confused. So I just hit the start button and I'm going to start talking. But something I have been thinking a lot about, and this, I watched some of my older videos that I've made, and I realize I kind of, a little bit, I say some of the same things. I repeat myself in some of these videos, and that's okay, because this is stuff I'm really trying to drill into my own brain, so it's stuff that I repeat to myself too. And today I've just been really thinking about how much we perform in our lives for other people. And I was trying to think about, like, when in my life specifically did that start? Like, where did that start for me? At what point in my life? I don't want to say that I was made to feel a certain way, because that gives other people way too much power. But when in my life did I start to feel like my authentic self was too much, or that I needed to tone it down to keep the peace or please other people instead of myself? And I mean, I know where it started, because okay, my grandparents owned a closed circuit TV system company when we were kids. They the VHS security systems, cameras and stuff. So we always had video cameras. Like, before all my friends had camcorders and whatever, we always had that. Like, back when I was like, all the way back when I was like 1 or 2. So geez, 1980, 1981. Yes, that's how old I am. But we had a lot of things caught on video, and not just videos that were like posed or planned out. These were like, we would literally, I use the word literally a lot, but we would set up, or my grandparents would set up a tripod and put the video camera in the middle of the room and just let it go. So like, our whole Christmases, birthdays, or whatever we were recording, literally were just recorded straight through. Like, just, the randomness. You can just hear us talking and hanging out and stuff, which is pretty cool, actually. But in a lot of those videos, once I don't know, I was gonna kind of blame my stepdad, but I'm sure, like, these videos go so far back that even my parents were together in some of these videos. And my parents split when I was 5. They split the last time when I was 5. And so there's videos of even my dad, and I'm like 2-3 years old. But a theme in a lot of these videos, again, not blaming anybody, but it's just the truth, were my stepdad or, an adult saying, "Christy, calm down. Christy, okay, tone it down. Stop singing. Stop dancing all around." Like, you can see me in the background, and I'm always just completely in my own world, enraptured in whatever the heck's going on in my mind. And a lot of times I'm, singing some serious song, or just over there dancing or whatever, while everybody else is getting their mashed potatoes. But you know what I'm trying to say. I was always in my own little headspace, kind of doing whatever I wanted, whatever was making me happy at the moment. I was entertaining myself. I was, I had this whole imaginary world I would go to. And I think sometimes I would irritate certain adults, which, again, I'm not blaming anybody. My kids irritate me too sometimes, whether that's right or not. Like, we're just human, right? Okay. But I remember, so seeing those videos and seeing that happen, I think it helps me remember too. Like, I remember being told to back up, Christy, or calm down, Christy, or, don't sing right now, or, just a theme of tone it down. So I think as I got older, now I'm a pretty strong personality, so I'm not going to say that I toned it down all that much, because I didn't. I didn't. I've always been pretty good at, I am who I am. You can like it or not. So, I will give myself that. I don't think I let people dim me that much, but it absolutely created a place in me that made me feel like I irritated people, or by being my full self, I was gonna irritate people. And I think maybe I came to just kind of accept that. And again, I'm not trying to sound like a victim here. I'm just trying to say, I think this is where that kind of started for me. Like, oh, if I want so-and-so to react this way to me and fully accept me, then I need to kind of push this part of myself down, or pretend that I'm more this way, and save that other stuff for when I'm alone, or just with certain people, or whatever. And I think that grew some as I became an adult, and there's more things about you that irritate people, or make people react to you a certain way that maybe you don't want. So you start people pleasing, and you start being somebody you're not, or not fully being yourself. And by doing that, you find yourself in these situations that you've put yourself in, that your authentic self doesn't even fit in. So it's not a victim thing. It's I kind of put myself in these situations. And I don't know, owning that kind of feels good, because owning it means you can also change it. And that's what I've been doing, and it feels really, really, really good. And now again, don't get me wrong, I'm not somebody who has always just pushed so much of myself down, okay? That's just not who I am. But I know that it's made me at times not feel good about who I am, if that makes sense. And I know I say that in every single video too, but I feel like whoever I'm talking to, there's always going to be people who don't understand what the F I'm saying, and then there will always be people that are like, oh my gosh, yeah, that's how I feel, or oh, that makes so much sense to me. And I was also thinking about why I make these videos, and the reason that I make these videos, it's not to be seen. Believe me, if it was to be seen, I would not look as haggard as I do in most of these videos. The only reason I look somewhat decent today is because me and the girls are going to go see Wicked later, and I'm really excited about that. And I wanted to look somewhat cute, Anyway, that's beside the point. Where was I going with all this? Yeah, so just lately, and when I say lately, I mean in the last year. This is what I've been coming to, like, learning to not only be myself in every situation and show up fully Christy, not just partly. I'm starting to enjoy it and not be ashamed of it. And trusting that by doing that, by being fully myself, speaking my truth, not shrinking down for anybody, not hiding parts of myself to make anybody else feel a little more secure or feel better. What's starting to happen is, and I can see it happening in real time, but I also know there's a lag, and changing yourself right now in the moment, changing how you think, whether it's how you think about yourself or the way you're viewing the world. When you change something on the inside, your reality shifts, but it doesn't happen right away. Like, changing your state of being and the way you're thinking and the way you're acting and the way you're choosing to show up, it's not going to change everything right in that moment. What's happening to you right now is a reflection of where you were yesterday and the day before that. Like I said in one of my other videos, right now is kind of old news. Right now is a manifestation of what you were doing back then. So when you change your mind, when you change your state of being, when you change what you're putting out there, everything around you, you may not see it right then, but it's absolutely changing. It's got to catch up. So me being in this place of being authentic and fully showing up no matter what, telling my truth no matter what, it's going to catch up with me. But it takes time. And while you're waiting for I don't even want to use the word waiting because that's not even a good word. Just know that it's changing. Know that it's on its way. This goes back to the not striving, not planning so far ahead, not getting frustrated because you don't have the answers yet. If you know something to be true and you know that you're showing up the way you set your intentions to show up, just also hold the belief and know that even if you can't see it right this second, everything around you is lining up with where you are. That means everything that is built on lies, everything that is false or some kind of facade or anything that's built on fear, it's gonna start just naturally crumbling. And the things that are honest, sincere, real love, all those things will come flying at you because that's what you're putting out there. Does that make sense? Again, like, you have to believe it now. You can't say, I'm going to change this about me. I'm going to start really embodying who I am and not cowering to other people's expectations and then be mad because in that exact moment everybody's not changing or your situation's not changing the way you think it should. You have to do it and at the same time know that it absolutely is changing everything around you. Okay? What you're seeing right now is old news. Don't forget that. This is just old news. Look for the beauty in everything. Keep being yourself. Don't dim your light. God knows I don't anymore. Ask my kids. If I want to sing, I'm singing. If I want to dance, I'm dancing. And I kind of did that before, but there was a part of me that, and this isn't just about singing and dancing. This, again, I'm also showing up in a very different way, a very unapologetically honest way. And like I said before, even though it may ruffle a few feathers, that's what it's supposed to do. That's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to kick things up, because the things that are false, the things that aren't aligned with what you're wanting, with what you're putting out there, they're gonna get irritated. They're going to get confused. Like, why aren't you acting the way you always act? Like, this isn't working for me anymore. Well, sorry, I'm not here to work for you. I'm here to take care of this. I'm here to take care of me. And yeah, it is selfish. You know what's really, and sorry, I get a little worked up when I talk about this, but do you know what really is selfish? I think sometimes people like to have this martyr attitude of, well, I don't have time to focus on myself because I'm so busy pouring into everybody else, and I'm so busy trying to please everybody else. Well, you know what? That's kind of selfish, because by doing that, by ignoring yourself, by ignoring like, say you're in a relationship, if you're ignoring your needs, if you're ignoring all the things that you need to thrive and make you this healthy, full person that is showing up in the world the way God absolutely intended you to, if you're not doing that and you're only pouring yourself into other people, well, guess what? First of all, they're getting a crappy version of you. So you're not really helping anybody. And by abandoning yourself, you're going to end up destroying that whole relationship. You will, because you don't even know who you are. You don't even know who you are. And if you don't know who you are, and if you don't know what lights you up inside, how can you light somebody else up? I'm not trying to be mean. This is stuff that I have learned for myself. And back to the reason I make these videos. Because when I was going through shit, I wished so much that I could have somebody to talk to about it that would understand what I was going through, that would understand all the things going on in here. Like, and again, I think I may say a lot of this stuff and some people are like, what the hell is she talking about? And that's okay, because even if one person watches these and feels seen or understood, validated, that's why I'm doing this. Because I wish that during those times I had somebody to encourage me to say, no, Christy, you aren't too much. You don't have to make yourself smaller just to make a relationship work. You don't have to pretend or hide parts of yourself to get approval from whoever it is, your teachers, your parents, your boyfriend, your husband. Like, you don't have to do those things. You can be fully yourself in all the ways, and attract. Not only by doing that will you be happy, you'll attract someone who will fulfill everything that you need. You won't attract people that are unhealthy themselves. Again, I'm in a parking lot doing a lot of people watching, and I'm sure they're looking at me funny too, but that's okay. And I know that I may sound like I'm rambling in these, because I kind of go on these little loops. Like, I start out talking about something and it ends up being something else, and that's okay, because I genuinely want to show up genuine. And that's why I don't normally even stop to fix my hair before I get on these videos, because when it hits me that I want to do it, I want to do it right then. Like, it's something that it's very authentic. It's not pre-planned. It's not. And I feel like when I do that, it's because somebody needs to hear it. And even if it's one person, even if it's just my daughter who likes all my videos, then I am totally satisfied with that. Because I want you... Oh, that guy was looking at me like, what the F is she doing? I want whoever this is for, even one person, two people, whatever, I want you to know that you are everything that brings you joy, that lights you up, that deep gut knowing of why you're here, or what your purpose is, or what your talents are. God gave you those things. He gave them to you. Don't stuff them down or dim them for anybody. Even if you're worried about looking... sometimes I think people even make themselves smaller because they worry about people thinking they're arrogant or too confident. I've had that happen. You know, I don't want people to think I'm conceited. I don't want people to think I think I'm better than them. But these are not valid reasons. That anytime somebody is... If you're coming from a sincere place, that's all you need to know. That's all you need to know, is that you're coming from a sincere place. And if anybody sees it any different than that, that's their issue. It really is. It's their issue. That's something that they need to deal with. And you can't worry about that. You can't worry about that. There's always going to be people that hate you or get irritated by your presence, or you trigger them for whatever reason. And there's always going to be people that just fully resonate with you. And we need those people. We do. We need those people. Like, you need to find the people that do understand you, that do resonate with you, that when you talk to them about your deepest feelings or thoughts, they say, oh, me too. Or not even that they have to agree with you, but that they respect you so much that, you know, even if you say something they don't agree with, they know you're coming from a good place. People that see your heart, that see your soul, that see your intention, because that does matter. It does. It absolutely matters. And God always knows your intention. He knows your heart. And again, He gave you those gifts. If you're beautiful, He gave you that beauty. And I'll tell you another thing. Physical beauty is one thing, but to see somebody who fully embodies themselves unapologetically, it doesn't even matter what you look like. I can tell you right now, and this is me, I don't know how other people feel. When I say these things, this is how I feel. This is how I perceive it. When I see somebody who is fully themselves unapologetically, it matters very little how pretty they are, how physically appealing they are just by looking at them. That is one of the most attractive. And again, when I say attractive, I'm not even talking about sexual attraction. I'm talking about, it is attractive. You attract people, you attract love, you help others be confident. It is attractive. And even if you see a super beautiful woman who embodies herself and is unapologetically confident in her talents, in her wisdom, her knowledge, her ability to love people, if you're feeling jealous of that or you're intimidated, that's something with you. That's not something with her. And my whole point is, don't worry about that. You can't worry about other people. And again, I'm not saying be so selfish that you don't care about others. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying go out there, be authentic, and you're gonna get authentic back. It's pretty much, it's that simple. Put your authentic self out there, and the people that authentically belong with you, they'll be drawn to you like a magnet. And it may take time, but the ones that don't belong there, it becomes really, really obvious really, really fast, and they'll go away because they don't want to be around you. They don't want to be in that energy. If it doesn't vibe, inauthentic people don't like being around authentic people. It makes them uncomfortable. It does, and that's okay. It really is okay. Let them fall away. Just let them fall away. Wish blessings on them and let them go, but just know that your people are out there, and yeah, they'll find you. Especially if you don't dim your light. Don't do that. Don't do that. And don't ever let anybody tell you something about yourself that you know isn't true. Because they will. People like to try to bring other people down when they don't feel permission for themselves. When they don't feel that they have permission to be themselves, they like to make other people feel that way too. But when you are fully yourself and all the things I keep saying, it's the opposite. It gives everybody else permission to do the same. It does. It's such a pretty day. And we're going to be sitting in a dark movie theater, but I'm so excited to see Wicked. It's such a good story. It's so many good songs, and I'm going to have a really hard time not singing. But I'm not, because I'm not that person. I'm not going to do that. And Thanksgiving's coming up. I'm looking forward to food, and I'm being with the kids all week. They're home. And I'm going to be doing a lot more of these, and I may start putting a lot more of these on my YouTube channel, which I probably will put a link up in my Instagram bio thing if anybody wants to follow that. Because I may start posting more on YouTube than on Instagram. We'll see. I don't know. Try not to plan too much. But yeah, I guess that's all for now. Just make sure you're loving yourself. Make sure you're loving yourself first and foremost. And that little kid in there, the one that had so many passions and things that lit them up inside, don't ignore that child. Make sure you're feeding that child and its dreams and ambitions, and don't just focus on all the adult duties. He said duty. Don't just focus on what you have to do all the time. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I guess that's it. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I may do another one of these before Thanksgiving. I don't know. We'll see. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.